Peace be with you. This video is about charity, about Sadaqa. In Arabic, this concept is called Sadaqa. And I'm making this video because this is one of the most important concepts in the whole of the Quran because it repeats itself the most in the Quran. It is a very important concept in the life of every Muslim, and all of us are expected to implement this into our own lives and into our own community. So it is very important. Now, if I just made this in one video, it would be a very long video, so I'm going to try to break it down in certain topics. So the topic of this particular video is the importance of Sadaqah, the importance of charity in the life of every Muslim. And the way I want to stress the importance of this is just by simply showing some verses in the Quran where God emphasizes the importance of this, and there's so many of them in the Quran. Just to do that would probably be a 15-minute video, so I'm just going to pick a few. So the first verse I'm going to talk about is in Surah Baqarah, which is the second chapter of the Quran, and this is in verses 2 and 3. So right at the beginning of the Quran, God says, "This book, there is no doubt in it, is a guide for those who are careful of their duty, the muttaqeen, those who believe in the unseen and keep up prayer, and they spend out of what we have given them." So right there, God chooses to highlight just a couple of aspects of people who are muttaqeen, people who are careful of their duty to God, and they believe in the unseen, and they keep up prayer, and they spend out of what we have given them. So next to prayer and the believing in the unseen, charity or sadaqah is one of the most important acts in the life of any Muslim. The next example is in the third chapter of the Quran, third surah, verse 92, or ayah 92, and in there we are told, "By no means shall you attain piety," and the Arabic word there is birra, "until you spend out of what you love. And whatever thing you spend, God surely knows it." So not only is charity a defining characteristic of people who are muttaqeen, but it is also a gateway to piety, right? We're all stingy. I'm stingy, you're stingy, we're all stingy at all times. We are selfish by nature. So fighting this selfishness is very important, and the way you do that is through sadaqah, through charity. The next example is also in chapter 3, verses 133 to 134. And here we are told, "And hurry toward the forgiveness of your Lord and the gardens, the expanse of which are heavens and the earth. And your Lord has prepared them for those who are careful of their duty," the muttaqeen again. And then it says who these people are: "Those who spend in prosperity as well as adversity, and suppress anger and forgive people. And your Lord loves the doers of good." So people who are muttaqeen, again, they're attached this charitable spirit to them, so they'll give charity even when they're struggling themselves. So it goes on. This concept keeps going and going, and I'm not going to read any more verses in regards to the encouragement of charity and importance of it and how it is a defining characteristic for Muslims. But I did want to say that I wanted to say that what happens when we don't give charity. So God talks about that from that aspect as well. In second chapter of the Quran, verse 254, God says, "O you who believe, spend out of what we have given you before a day comes in which there will be no bargaining, neither any friendship nor intercession. And the unbelievers, they are the unjust." So it's like a warning. Now, the other ones were like encouragements and attributing character to people who are Muslims, but this was like a straight up warning. And the last verse I'm going to mention is in 74th chapter of the Quran, and this is verses 42 and 45. And in here, people who are in hell are described, and they are asked, what has brought you into hell? And they will say, "We were not of those who prayed, and we did not feed the poor, and we talked vanities with the vain talker until death came to us." So again, if you remember in the second chapter, right, the first verse I recited, it gave the qualities of muttaqeen, and prayer and charity were, in addition to believing the unseen, were the most important parts. And when we talk about these people who are in hell, also prayer and charity are mentioned as two of the most important parts. So if you are a Muslim, then you have to give your charity. Now, how much and who to give to and how to give it are very, very important questions, which I'm going to address in subsequent videos. So that's it.